Well, welcome back to Termite Ranch. It is about 7 in the morning and have a decent sunrise. I'll share that and talk about what I'm doing today. Well, it's pretty windy today. Termite is working quite well. So this morning, I think I'm going to spend most of my time in the machine if I can help it, because it's about 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 25 to 35 mile an hour wind with 45 to 50 mile an hour gust. So backfill, if you watch the other video, I was messing with the hooking the pitcher pump up from the well. That pipe's just sitting there. I checked my elevation to make sure it had fall, going back towards the well. So I'm gonna unhook that. It's not glued or anything, and backfill all the way up to the the bottom of that pipe. All these pipes are about the same height. Backfill up to there, and then we'll see how the wind's doing then. I may do some other machine work and just leave this for tomorrow when it's not so windy to get out and mess with it. But I want to compact that dirt real good, because over time, that soil is going to settle, and it may cause, the upper soil that's above that to put pressure and break that pipe. So I need to make sure that's compacted real good. The soil that's underneath that got compacted real well because it was low and that water flowed in there. As that water soaks in, they call it water tamp. Basically, it enters the soil, and all the little air pockets, the voids that are in the soil, rise to the top, and the soil settles down in those pockets. So you really can't tamp it better than that way, if you have time to let it do it that way. So the area that I'm going to dig on the pond again, there's a few dove here this morning, not too many. Not like yesterday, that was something to see. I don't know if you watched my other video talking about this, but right here I'm making a little radius, and it's going to drop off pretty steep down to this elevation right here, and this elevation is about a foot higher than the elevation along this edge here, and that's the elevation that the creek feeds the pond at, is that over there. So when I put that little dam right over there on the outflow of the creek, it's going to make that water rise up about another 8-9 inches, something like that, and it'll really saturate that little shelf I have over there. But I don't want this section here to go underwater. I'm thinking about putting a little picnic table and some fruit trees and other stuff down here. But anyway, so all that's going to come down to that grade. Anyway, this section right here is what I'll be working on digging back. I'm going to do a rough cut, take off the bulk of the material, and then I'll come back with the instrument and shoot it and get it right down exactly where I want it. And this is the material I used to backfill the well, and whatever's left I'll haul up to fix the road. Well, looks like the sun has come over the mountain now. Well, looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. I dug out a little plug. That's probably close to enough to backfill around the well. I'll start hauling that right now. Take a chunk chunk out right there, and then I took a chunk out right there, then drug it back to that same pile. Yep, looks like it's going to be a nice day. Just windy. Well, it's time to load some dirt. You can see the road pretty nice from right here. Curve of it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but that's it's probably about 14, 15 feet down to the bottom there. So I put 15 scoops in the trailer. I'll load it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start back over, and then I'll dump the last ones right in the very back. And it usually doesn't have a problem dumping it. That's a lot of weight though. It's probably 7.5, 8 yards of dirt. Once again, the $6,000 to buy a machine with a cab, worth every penny. All that dirt would be blowing back in my face right now, along with that 40-degree, 25-mile-an-hour wind. It'd be miserable. Instead, I got the heater blowing, no dust in my face. It's worth every penny. You get it back when you sell the equipment later anyway, because people have to pay more for it. It's got a cab, so it just makes sense. Well, I'm gonna be loading dirt just like that. I'll check back in a little later. I'll tell you what, this wind's something else today. So I got 8 loads dumped so far. It's kind of running out of places to dump them, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the machine over here and spread this out down in the well hole. I'm going to show you that. So we've got termites out here. That's why you put treated wood at the bottom. These are all termites right here. See these little guys? Yeah, that's why at the bottom they do treated 8x8s, and then all of the framing underneath is treated, and the plywood for the floor is treated. They won't go up it to eat into the rest of it. 8 loads didn't do too much to it. Looks like it's going to take more than a day to backfill this thing. Made a difference, but not as much as I'd hoped. So I went ahead and knocked all this down here so I can back the dump trailer all the way up, in there and dump it right where I need it. It'll help speed things up. So I got to bring it all the way back up to that grade you see there, right by the cactus garden. I'm going to bring it in further than where it used to be though, because it was too tight for this road that I'm going to have go around it. Well, I'm going to bring this in some more right here. Leave a nice, probably 25-foot wide section through here where you can make that turn easy with the trailer. We'll end up moving another 8 loads. Let you see what that looks like before I put it in there. All the dove are starting to come in for the evening drink out of the pond. I had some killdeer here. I hadn't seen them here before. The longer this is here, the more wildlife's going to know it's here. So I'm going to fill this in. This should be enough to definitely get it up high enough where I can go ahead and run the conduit and run that water line. So I'm going to go ahead and hook that water up today for the pitcher pump. Once I get this, flattened off and graded out by hand. I'll be back to show you when I'm doing that. Well, it started to get dark on me. Didn't have time to hook up the pitcher pump. It'll have to be tomorrow. Well, the dove are here doing their thing. See y'all next time.